Hi all. Hope I am audible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope yesterday you have enjoyed your holiday by revising. I assume that you have revised. So like I just want to know, like, have you revised with the previous concepts till now? What we have discussed with respect to that? So anything till yesterday, I mean, the previous class till that day, whatever we have discussed, based on that, if I give any questions, will you be able to solve it? Okay, then I'll test it at the end of the session. At the end of the session, I'll give one question. That question is based on whatever we have discussed till date, okay? Excluding today's class. Today's class concept I'll not include in that question. Till the previous class, whatever we have discussed, based on that, I will share up one question today. Let me check how you people will be solving, who will be able to solve as soon as possible. By then, I can understand how many have revised, how many have not revised. This is not it is not a test, it is not something like test to, or to test your like, okay, whether you can copy and do it, nothing like that. It is only for your understanding where you stand, because you have got the points whatever I have told, but how you will be utilizing your brain to write a query, that is the major thing. Okay, so when anybody, let it be anyone who will teach something, you can understand it because you are mature enough now. If you're in a schooling, if you're in a PU degree, that was some age where you, somebody have to make you to sit in one place and make you to listen to the lecture. But now you have that fear, okay, if I don't have the job, then I would be called as jobless. If I don't have the responsibility taken care, then I don't think so it is very difficult to survive in this industry. So all these points, there is a reason you have sat and you have listened to my lecture. But how you will implement, by understanding the things, you should use your brain. In none of the interview they'll ask you, okay, in your class this kind of question was as they asked, so the same thing I'll ask. Nobody will do that. Previously you can tell that in your academics that this is out of syllabus. In interview, nothing called as out of syllabus. They can ask anything based on the requirement. So have that in your mind. Only thing is you have to use your brain. That's it. Okay. Yeah. First, let us continue with the session. Whatever I have to share up a few more points, I'll do it. And today I'll be completing about the functions. Once I complete a few questions of operator, I hope you remember that I told that I'll be sharing a few questions. So I did not share it. So including that with the functions questions, along with few notes, I'll share it, and you have to go through that without fail. So those are very much important, which I want you to sit and read it properly. How you're listening to a lecture now, the same way, some amount of time you have to go through those documents which I share it. Okay, few interview questions with solutions, I'll share it. You have to just don't directly see the solutions. First read out the question what I have given. You try to give that answer. After giving the answer, check out the answer what I have given. If it is matching it, then no problem, you're going in a correct pace. If it is not matching, then you require a lot of revision and practice. Okay, yeah, so I'll share the screen. That, okay, now it's fine. Our screen is visible, right? Yeah. Let me know how many are currently available in Bangalore in the session who are there. Out of them, how many are available in the Bangalore? Just reply B. B for Bangalore. Reply it as B. So if any offline rights are there, you will be available to attend it, right? Okay. Oh, not bad. Many are there in the Bangalore. Okay, that's great. Okay, it doesn't mean that other students will not get the opportunity. I just wanted to know the rough count, like if any drives happen, so that it would be clear to me how many are there. Okay, okay, that's fine. So again, I repeat, anytime the interview might be there and you have to be attending the interview. So make your mind that every day when you wake up, the first thing you think is that, okay, tomorrow I have an interview. I should be prepared. Day after tomorrow I have the interview, I should be prepared. This is the way you have to think. Okay, yeah. So we have understood about the many functions like substring, or it could be a length function, like this many single row functions we have understood, right? Okay, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Sorry for that. So we have understood these functions, and all these functions, we know that for each row, it is giving the output. Why it is called single row function, and whatever today we will be understanding few functions, they are called as multiple row function. Why it is like that, how we can analyze it, that is what with respect to example we will understand. So till now, until I told that they are multiple row, till then whatever we are discussing all are single row functions only. Single row means for each row I will be getting the output. When I say upper to the upper function to the first name, for all these rows, I would be getting the uppercase first names. When I say for uppercase, I mean upper last name, I'll get the all the names, that is 20 rows, 20 tuples as uppercase, I mean lowercase the characters, right? If I give lower function, I'll get the lower cases. If I ask for the upper, I'll get the upper. It doesn't mean that when I say upper to of last name, only the Tendulkar will be converted and only one output we will get. No, we will be getting it for all the rows which belongs to last name. That is only called as single row function. Whether the input is one or many, the output is for each row. Okay, I'll give the definitions. That is whatever I have just told, same things, the definition in the written as a document, I'll forward it. I think I have shared. If not, it's okay. I'll be sharing it a document today. Yeah. So within that, there are few more functions. For example, there is some till now what we have seen that if anytime if I have to retrieve some string value, the substring, we know that there's something called as substring function. Same way, there is something called as in string. What is this in string does is that it is nothing but index value. Whatever character we will ask, that particular index value it will give out us, give us. Okay. For example, if somebody will ask you, write a query to display the position of the character A in the string Ayush. This is the string they are asking. In this, do I have A is what I'll check it. If I have, I will get that particular index. If I don't have, how the output looks. First, let me use this in string. I would tell what is that you want, which string you want to check, that I'll give. No, ma'am, I want to check for all the first name whether there is a character called as U or not, or A or not. Then you can give that first name there. Okay. Then I'll give the other character. So in string function accepts two parameters here in this example. What first one, the actual string, whether it is in which string I have to search. The second string is what is that I have to search. Okay, suppose I'll give first the string which is there. What is the index of the U here? What is the index of U string here? So here it does not start with 0. It will always start with 1. I told in the previous class. So it is 3. You can see that. Suppose if I don't have that string, I mean that character, and I would ask that particular character, a case that matters for a values. So A, uppercase A I have, but I don't have the lowercase a. Since it returns the integer value, if I don't have, it returns a 0 there. Okay, so let me highlight it here so that when I share, you can come to conclusion output of this is 0 since I don't have. Okay, like this, I also have one more parameter, I mean one more way of writing this in string. So I'll tell select in string. What is that I need to select? Maybe I would tell the string as banana, which consists of many A in that. I would now pass out one more parameter saying that I need to search A. Okay, please understand, you have two in-string functions. One in-string function will accept two parameters. The other in-string function will accept four parameters here. Okay, there is something called three parameters. It accepts four parameters. How is that? I'll tell you. I'll just consider this, and I would now tell. Initially, if you don't give any parameters, if it is only two, how your working of in-string will do? It will go to first character, keep on checking, is there a here, lowercase a. But now I can give the instruction that you start from 1, that is a starting position is 1, means you should start from b. 1 is what I'm telling it, and from 1 till how many you have to check, how many characters you want to check, I would tell from 1 you please go till 3. Even though there are repetitions, will give you the output of first a. Okay, but now I'm restricting, you go till here only and check it out for 3 characters. So from here, when you're checking it for 3 characters, what should be an output? It says that, okay, I found the output here. Okay. So now what will happen? It will fetch out the value there. How many times the number of occurrence I'm getting? How many times the number of, okay, I think the number of occurrence which I'm giving it is 3. Okay, then I think it should be 1 minute. In string is yeah, it should be giving out the third occurrence, I guess. Let me check once, because when I am just confused. Yeah, correct. So the second parameter here is that it will check for number of occurrence time. So if I give only 1, it will check 1 occurrence of A. Now I am telling you, give me that index. Third time this A is occurring, no, that index I am asking. Not the first time, not the second time, not the third time. What is the meaning of this last parameter? Number of occurrence. So third time when the A is occurring, that A you give. So it will start scanning here. First A, no, I don't want. Second A, I don't want. Third A, yeah, that is what I want. And third time when it is repeating, that index you give me, and you can see here it is giving us the output as A. Suppose I don't have third occurrence here, I'll just tell like this. You can observe now. It will, if you don't have, you know that it's an integer output and gives you the information that you don't have. Okay, this is one thing which you can have it as a statement. You can just have this an idea. Most of the cases, substring, they'll ask you to write a query, but 90% if it is an in string, MCQs only. Normally in MCQs only they'll ask. If not, one lengthy question which will have 3-4 operators, 2 functions in it. So that is a reason. Once I introduce the subquery, that is in the next class, we will be dealing with the subqueries and the next to next joining. So within that 2 classes only, we'll get to know the grip to write a queries. Okay. So have this as an idea. So you need not dwell so deep into it, but idea you should have. This is one case. And I would now go with one more set of question quickly. So I'll just write a query to obtain name of the all employees whose third character in the last name is R. So I want to show all such employees name whose, that is last name, whose third character is R. Now you know that few will use the like operator, few will use the substring. You can either go with your own interest, but I want you to write all the different ways. In substring also you have one more way, using the negative, that is from the last character, you can retrieve the value. Okay, the backward direction tracing the same way. So I just want quickly to write down 3 set of queries using like operator, using substring. 2 ways are there. So just check it out how you will be able to write it. Quickly, just turn out your pages if you forget. Remember, you have to be writing all ways, or at least I can tell minimum 3 ways of query. Either the operators or functions. So anything, just quickly think. See, I told you, right? The more you think, it helps you out to write up the queries. I can easily write the solution there. But if I write what is that, you will use your brain, right? You know, all the ingredients are in your hand. You know how the substring works, you know how the in string works, how the like operator works. So according to you, for this question, how do you write it? Good, Kiran. Kiran, you are using in string. What does in string give as an output? It gives integer value. What they are expecting here, they want the name to be printed, not the index value. So using in string is rolled out. If you want that third character, the index, I mean, third, when we say it's an index altogether, but you want the character, right? I think. Surbhi, you are using the modulus in the first. If you use modulus, it means 0 or more characters. After 100 characters, if R is there, and after R 2 characters you are giving. That is the meaning of whatever the query you have written. So the what they are asking, third character. How do you find out the third character? Good, Santanu. Priyambada, your query is almost correct. What you have told, okay, a third character is R. Like operator, when you're using, the single quotes are mandatory. So after R, any characters it can have, right? It doesn't mean that if I say the third character as maybe the name Varghese, then it will search for only Var, that kind of name. After Varghese, I mean after R, if any names characters are there, that value it will not print for your query. Syntax matters a lot. For like operator, no brackets. Okay. Great. I think only you people are doing it. Others, Ulavish, Adimani, Sumati, Subhashmita, are you trying it out to write? Are you just attending? Nancy, I don't see your responses. I hardly see these people responses. I told you, if you don't try, at least if you are not responding in the chat box, it's fine. But at least are you trying in your notes or somewhere? Are you marking it? That is important. Okay, if you're doing it, then great. Sonali Mishra, no response. Shweta, I'm telling it right. Even though if you're not sending it to me in the chat box, no problem. You try. So when you try, you get that understanding. Okay, this is the way I have to be writing it. Okay, if you're doing it, great. I can see good responses. Shashi is doing great. Shashi, the last name is not there in the dual table. You have given it as dual. Dual has only one row, one column. Be careful. I know that many will do this mistake. When you're writing a query, since you got an habit of using the dual for everything, if you use dual, you'll not get the output. What we want is the last name is present in one table. You can consider any table when they are asking if they have not mentioned you employees table. It's a judgmental question, when they're asking, okay, please give me that student name whose Shweta is saying in string is not clear. In string is nothing but in Java we have index of operator, index of method. What does index of method do? Whichever character you are asking, index of A. So what your control will do, it will go to your particular string and check where is A. If A is found, it will return that particular index. If not, it will return negative value, I guess, in the Java. But here it will give you 0. Okay. Then last name 3-1. Okay. Very good, Santanu. He is done. In R. Okay. Substring. Why this in R there? You have fetched the value in the last name, third character. You fetch only a third character. So you have told 3-1. And you have to check. Okay, only one character. Again, still you can go with in also. But when it is only one character directly you can use the relational operator equal to R. If it is multiple values, you can, I'm not telling it will not fetch, it will fetch. When you have more values, you go with that. If you have only one, directly use the equal to operator, no? Because however, relational operator will do that. One more way is there, right? That to use the negative, that is for backward tracing from backside of the string, -1, -2, -3, -4. Shashi, you're asking, you're sending that last name where in equals to R. No, the framing of query is wrong. Last name, okay. Where in equals to will not come if you're using in. If you're using in, it's a set of characters, it's a bracket. Then if you're telling R, what it will do, whether R is there or not in the last name is what it will fetch out. But what is my expectation? Third character. Now you are able to analyze. When question is asked, when you have to write it on your own, sometimes a mistake of, working of everything. But when you have to write it, see, it's not only you. Even sometimes if I leave a gap for certain days, even I will forget, because it's a human tendency. Because hardly, okay, even if you leave gap, leave about it. If you learn multiple databases, then there would be a confusion. If you observe, and I will be explaining also, sometimes I give a break in between saying that, okay, I think this is not working this way. Because even I will get confused because there are multiple databases and slight changes will be there in different databases. So for that is the reason I always say first you become good at one database. Once you're clear with one, you can switch on to the multiple. It doesn't, I didn't learn every database. I learned only this Oracle. Basically I started with MySQL only, but however, I was able to manage it because I had quite experience in the database. So I was able to manage two database at a time. But as the days proceeded, I have to be learning the other NoSQL also, non-relational. So that time, so a lot of confusion would arise. So That is the reason with my experience I'm telling, once you are learning, learn one database thoroughly, then try to explore the other. Okay. Where length last name is equals to 3 in R. Ravi is Ravi, the Prabhu, you are saying that where, okay, so let me solve as you have given length of last name. It's in bracket, so this would be sorted out first. Length of last name for first one is Tendulkar. Tendulkar is how many characters? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 characters. 9 equals to 3. You are checking. No, it is not. Upon that, the character in R you are checking. What is the output you are getting? False there. False in R you are checking. So statement, the wrong statement. The way you have written is wrong. For me, length is not required. What I have to do, I have to go to name, that is last name. Character 1, I don't want. Character 2, I don't want. Character 3, I want. How to fetch that character 3? Like operator will do that underscore or substring. You have 3 parameters where you can tell. You start from third character. Getting it? Good, Prashant. Yeah, that is what trying is important. That is the reason I'm just explaining you how you are doing it. When you try only, you'll get to know. Okay. So let me just quickly write all the ways. So I'll just tell, okay, hold on, please observe. I'll ask for the last name from employees, where I'll tell last name like 1, 2, 1, first character, second character, third character should be R. After this, it should be any characters. I'll just check whether it works or not. I have one name which is having R at the third character. Suppose if I'm not giving modulus at the end, it will say that I don't have that kind of data. VAR is not there. AR is not there. 3 characters name only is not there. So only I have to tell like this. If you use beginning only percentage, that is modulus, it is the meaning of that is 0 or more. Not like that. Okay. This is one. Maybe the other way I'll ask last name from employees, where substring, I'll ask, first let me tell you in the substring, how do I do? I'll tell select substring. First sample example I'm giving. I want the third characters. From third character, I want to fetch the value. So how can I tell? We all know that. So I'll tell like select last name. From third character, how many characters I want? I want the characters. Maybe if it is third character and so on, I will give that number of, maybe if I tell 5, 6 like that, after 3 how many characters are there, that will be retrieved. But I don't want all. I want only one character after the third index. That is third index, whatever value is there, I want to fetch in that. So if I write this much and if I tell from employees, you can notice output of this will be all the third characters. Here, all the third characters. Now I want to fetch that third character whose name is, this name I want to print it. So if I have to print it, I cannot tell select substring. So what I'll do, the same condition I'll consider, I'll put it in condition. where substring R, if this is equals to character R, then that last name you give is what I'll communicate. Okay, let me check. Am I getting it? These two queries are clear? Now comes the challenging part here. How do we use the last name? The last, first character, first third, using the reverse order. How do I fetch it? What is the number I should be giving it when it is a negative? Any idea? Good. So the challenge here is, see, if a name can have any number of characters, very good. That is what few operations we have to be doing it. We cannot predict how many characters will be there for all the names. If it is only one name, for example, if somebody asks, okay, please give me Surbi's third character using this reverse traversing. If that is the case, then only one name I know, the length of that will be known, and immediately I'll follow it. Correct? But in the last name, if you observe, there are many different lengths value. So that time, going with this kind of approach is not correct. If in case, luckily, the question is asked this way, fetch out such name in the last name, the last third character, if they're asking, instead of going with the first, this approach, then you can go with this -3. When they ask last third character, but our question is first third character. So going with this approach is not correct. Ma'am, then we cannot write only, we can write so many steps, I have to follow them. And it is like, as I told you, right? If somebody tells, please catch your ear, instead of catching it in a straight way, you go to the, from right, you will take right and keep your, touch your left side here. That is the circus we have to be doing it if that is the case. Okay. So I don't think so we have to be writing it thus, but still, if last third, then what could be an output? The last third R, I'll get it. Now, to make you realize about the importance of this last part, I would highlight it here. Last third character in last name is R, then print names. I'll give this way. And one simple question I'll add up here. One more important one, in most of the interview they'll ask this. Write a query to display first half of the first name in caps, or I would mention it in uppercase, and rest in lower case. What is the meaning of this? If I have to print name, assume that, for example, I'll tell Surbi is a name. This is the name which is given in the table. They'll ask you to, they are asking you to convert this first half of the characters. Totally, how many characters are there? 6. Out of this, first half of the characters in uppercase, rest in the lowercase. Like this. This is a question. If this is the case, then it was very simple. If it is only one name, I was able to do it. So how I would be doing it this, I would tell select. Firstly, what I have to convert the name. If it is all completely uppercase, assume this is Surbi. This is the name. If I have to completely convert, simple, I would use function. I'll tell Surbi like this, and from dual I'll tell. So we know upper function will convert all to upper. Same way, if I tell to lower, I'll get the output for all the characters into the lowercase. Now the challenge is that I want to convert half of it to upper, half of the rest of in the lower. How to do it? Maybe I'll tell one hint I'll give. So if I check the length of this name, how to check? We have a function called as length. I'll use dual. Please understand how I'm checking it out, how I am writing a query for this. Very good. So if I want the half of this string, what I have to do it? I have to take the complete length of a string and divide it by 2. Correct? So if I say this much, execute this much, I'll get 6 as an output. But now I'll tell, I don't want this completely. Rather, I want whatever I'll get, I'll divide it. The whole output of this is 6. 6 divided by 2 is what? 3. I'm getting the length of this. Once I get the length of this, I would now give an instruction. Whatever I'm getting, she is asking, ma'am, in single table, how many times we can use dual? Is there any limit? And nothing like that. For a table, we should never use a dual. This is example I'm giving. If they ask only for Surbi, I can do this. But if they are now in our question, it is not for a name. It is for first name. That means all the values in the first name I should be converting. So if that is the case, I have given all the example. Now how you will give the solution? Think and give me the answer for this. Try to write a query. I'll give just 4 minutes. 4 minutes, 8 o'clock, I'll again revert back. Think and try to write it. It's simple, very simple. I have given the solutions here. Only thing is you have to put everything together. Try step by step. If in the question is something like to convert, well, first half to only upper, then how do you do it? Kiran has a solution already. Then the lower, how you do it? Then merging. You know how to merge it. You have the function for that, or you have the operator for that. I think time will be more if I give that time, like if I give the chance to write. Let me finish it off. Okay. Observe here, all of you. Just pay attention. I will give the first half solution. The rest you should do it, so that it will be easy for you also, so that you get an idea. We all know that if I just tell I want the information. For example, the first half I want. How can I tell? Can I go with a substring? Response substring. Okay. Maybe I'll tell like this. Select. I'll tell substring function. From where you want, I want the first name. From where you want, from the first character, Sachin, SAC, I want. So can I tell this way? SAC. If that is the case, I would tell like this, but you cannot tell only 3 for everything. Because some name have 6 characters, some name have more than 6. So can I tell here that it depends on the length of a string? So I would now tell, okay, you consider the length of what? Of first name. If length, it will give you a length value, but I don't want length, I want the half of it. So I'll divide it. So if I say this much, we all know that we will be getting the output as, so from employees, I'll run. See, all the first name, half of the characters I'm getting. Got the point? But what is the question here? I should not be printing like this. I have to print how? Uppercase. So for whole of this, I'll put upper function. Understood till here? Please respond. So if this is fine, now I would tell, I'm writing it separately, then we will merge together. Okay. For lowercase, how to write? I'll tell select. I'll tell substring. From where it should, what is that I have to fetch out? I'll tell first name only should be fetch out. From where? Should I start from first? Should I start from first character? Please respond. For Sachin, it is from fourth character. See, for Sachin, it is from fourth character. For Vinod, again from the third character, fourth character, third character, third character, fifth character, fifth character. So it depends on the length. So can I tell this way? It is more than the half, or very good, Surbi. More than half is, that is whatever half we are breaking. Plus 1, can I tell? So here 3 characters I have. 3 plus 1, the fourth character. 2 plus 1, third character. How do I get it? We already know how to get the half. So that is, we will tell this way. Okay. After getting the value of this, I will add 1. After I add out this first name, the whole length, where I'll get the value as 3. 3 plus 1 is 4 for Sachin. After this, where I have to stop? How many characters? It depends on the different values which I have. So can I tell? It depends on the length of a first name. simple. And employees, we kindly observe the output. Sachin, him, Vinod, Santosh, the other names I don't know what is it. All are by default lowercase only, because in our table, how we have given the value, only the first character uppercase, rest of them in the lowercase. But who knows, in the other table, they would have given everything in uppercase. So what output we will be getting till here, the characters will be in uppercase. So let's not take the chance. Let us convert entirely into lowercase. This is fine. Our output is fine. But in a test, in the interview, they'll expect you to write a function. And we have got the two such information. Now, what I have to do, I got the solution, but this is not expected. I want both to be merged. Merging, how can I do? Can I merge it in this way by concatenation operator? Concatenation function also I can use. I'll remove the second select from employees. Let me check, will it work? So it is giving all the function. Let us avoid that. Display alt. So is this the expectation? Can you all do it the same operation using concat function as an assignment? Can you try? So now quick response, everybody, we are getting late. So let me know, is this function and question understood to everyone? Yes. Anybody have a doubt? Please respond, is because this is one of the interview question. Most of them they'll ask. You can also expect in your respective interviews, because here you have to use a little bit same way. Sometimes they'll ask you for a different functions, that's it. Upper and lower will be same only. So sometimes they'll ask you the different way of question, or the same logic, the other cases they'll ask. Okay, so you only should know how to solve the question. See how I sorted it out, like this, step by step. You might be thinking, ma'am, in the first attempt only we will not get this way. Even I didn't get the same way. I also started step by step. So once I sorted out step by step, now the next question you will be able to solve it very easily, because you understood how to solve it. Okay. Yeah, the same thing applies. So similar way, we have a function called as replace function. So what does replace do? As a name indicates, it replaces the characters or a string. Correct. So let me tell replace, and I'll consider one value called as Bangalore. And what is that I want to replace here in string? Second parameter is that I want to replace B to M. This is how I would tell. Where is this? This is there in the dual. I'll replace. So you can see wherever I have B, sorry, M, B, in that place, it will replace to M. Same way, I would now tell as B. I don't have a lowercase b, so it will not affect anything in our complete string. If you have, it will replace. If you don't have, it will not replace. Same way, it also performs the activity like this. See, it's very simple, so I'm rushing it. Then I would tell this way. I have a string alore. See, A-L-O-R-E. Ma'am, can I write A-L-E-R-E? No. If you write like that, it will consider that string is not there. Same sequence we should be writing. In place of that, I'll tell, please put this one. Okay, so if I just tell like that, it will give you the same output. Okay, this is one case, one particular string. This one function which you should be knowing it for writing a query. Same way, we also have a reverse function. And as simple as that, I can just tell select reverse function. Maybe I'll give directly all the first name you reverse. And where is this first name? In the employees table. So all the first names are reversed. See, all bit I'm telling it. Okay. Same way, we have one more function. Just understand the names. So these are the functions are there. So this is one function, trim function. Trim means cutting, right? So chopping. So in this, we have two keywords there internally. One is trailing. The other one is leading. Means whenever you are using it, we should be using these two keywords also. For example, I would now tell. So leading means beginning. Trailing means ending, right? So suppose I want to delete something from, for example, general syntax, I'll write it. So this is how I can tell the column name, whichever I want to fetch out, and whether I want to cut the leading characters or trailing characters. I have to tell that either leading or trailing, it depends on the question. Then what character you want to delete? Is it a string or a character? From also we should be writing it. Let me highlight like this, from. And what is a string? From first name, or is it a separate string? That also you should give it here. Okay, so then from table name, this is the general syntax. For example, I would now tell select first name. In the first name, I have the leading A, means beginning A character. From first name, in the table employees, let me check, will it work? So missing parenthesis, something I'm missing. I guess this is table name or the first name, the column name. I think this is not correct. Leading table. Okay, I'm giving that information. First name. Okay, instead of trim, function name we should be writing. I am giving it as function. That is a mistake here. So now it will understand what is that I have to remove. So I don't have the leading A, the first character A. Maybe I'll tell the first character S from the first name. Can you see? Whichever name starts from S has been removed. That is beginning. Same way, if I now tell trailing, this kind of question will be asked in the MCQs again. Trailing N, I will tell. Means from ending, wherever you find that character N will be removed. See, N is removed. Getting it? Only thing which you have to understand here is leading and trailing meaning and the syntax. I have given it. This is one. So all these are the types. A few more are there in the single row functions. For that, I'll give a note because it's simply like learning every functions means the whole SQL session I should be taking the functions only. Syntax, the functionality, meaning of it, and the example. Like this only I'll give few examples so that if you refer that you will understand. Means whatever I'm conveying with respect to that you'll get to know. But major functions which they'll be asking mandatory in the interview, I have given. Few are there which are like you should know, but they are not that important. That kind of the questions I'll give it as in a notes, so that that will save our time to understand the further more concepts. Okay, so having this information, we also have something called to be multiple row functions is what I have told. Now, multiple row functions are very easy if they are a single question, but when they are put into a multiple, they'll never be asked a single, like single row functions like this one question they can put, but multiple row always it consists of 3 or more operators and functions within that. Okay, so we all know that what are the multiple row functions? First of all, there's something called p count, min function, max function, sum function, and so on. Like this, multiple functions are there in multiple row function. So I would use this count function first. Please observe. I'll now tell, yes, average, many are there. So I would tell select. I'll tell count. What is that I need to count? I want to count how many employees are there. So I tell, please count the first name, so that I'll get to know how many employees are there. You can consider any column in the table because it consists of so many. So 20. Please observe now. If I tell first name, it is giving me all that. Suppose I'll tell to consider a commission PCT. In place of this, I'll tell please consider commission PCT, which has some null values inside it. Can you see? When you use the column name, it will remove all the unwanted data, means which are empty, it will not consider. But what is the question they are asking? We need to check how many employees are there. So in that case, you may take the column which has all the data, but sometimes we will not be able to analyze which are there. So instead of that, we can use instead of mentioning the data there, that is column name, we can use the asterisk there, which gives us the data. Yes, when we are using the column names, it ignores the data which is not present, that is null value. But if I use the star, it considers all the values. So it will be giving out the data. Okay, count is nothing but it performs the counter. Same way, if I tell what does the activity of min function, if I have to find out a minimum salary, minimum marks, I can go with the min function. Same way, maximum value, maximum salary, print information or print data of such employee who is getting or who is the maximum paid, who is getting highest salary, max function on salary. Okay, then maybe I want to fetch out sum of all the values, maybe the table I'll see sum of total expense of employee's salary. So I want to find out the sum. So I can tell sum of salary. Now, if I tell sum of salary here, select sum salary from employees. So if I say this much, and if I run, see, what is the difference between single row and function and multiple row functions? In single row functions, when you use upper for first name, for all the names, 20 rows, 20 output was there. Means we will get output for each tuple, each records. In a multiple row function, even though we are asking for all the 20 rows salary, the output will be one output. Whenever you are getting putting a query for all the rows but output is one, it is a multiple row function. Keep this in mind. When you go with min also same, max also same, sum again same, average same. Okay, all these are the aggregate functions which will give you the information of particular rows, and it will fetch out that particular value there. So I just want you to have this idea so that I can frame out the few questions. Okay. Got this information? Only understanding. We have not solved any question. One simple question we will solve so that further I can give you as an information. One simple question. Write a query. Please bear for another 2-3 minutes. We'll finish it off. To fetch the first 50% records means rows. Rows from where? From a table. So what they're asking? They're asking out of 20 records, I need to fetch out first 10 records. This is what they're expecting now. This is what I should be showing them. Now, this includes few queries where I have to be using multiple row queries within that. How to write it? As simple as that. First of all, how can I get the first of the rows? How many rows are there? I can tell select count star from employees. So if I say this, what is the output? 20. But what I want half of it. So can I tell this way? Oh, I got the count, but this is not expected. They are telling I have to print the information, records, their data here. Then I cannot tell select here. I cannot give this information. Then what is that I have to give? I would tell select what to print? All information. From where? From employees. Which employees? Condition where employee ID. Just a minute. Where employee, I am in employees. We have any ID. See who is keeping the track of numbers. There would be one general ID, right? So based on that, I can tell or I can consider. Now you can understand the importance of primary key. So I would unique keys here. So I would now consider whatever value I have less than equal to 10, I will print it. Okay. So I would now tell this employee ID is less than or equal to what value? 10 value is what I have to be telling. But if I tell 10, it works for only the table which we have given. But we cannot go with the all other table also, right? Suppose the table is 25. Suppose the table is having 30 records. Then what I can do? Each time I should go and change the query here. Instead of that, can I tell this query entirely is giving the output 10, right? Yes or no? Then can I just tell this as a inner query? What is this inner query or a sub query? I'll discuss in the next class. But can I tell this is the output of this outer query? Whole query depends on this, whatever output this will give, based on that output I'll get. Now if I just run, so where something is missing, okay, from employees count, I think here, output of this we are getting it, count equals to the brackets, okay.
Spelling of employees.
Employee ID, okay. Yeah, perfect. So we are getting it. So this is what they expected, right? Okay. In most of the questions from multiple row function, this is how we get largest salary, last records from the table, or the second largest salary employee details, first largest employee details, like this questions you will be getting it. That kind of questions in the next class we will solve it. That is what the importance. Okay. So knowing about, I did not teach you how the sum works, max works, min works, but you know, right, the basic mechanism of this, right? You want me to give examples for this also? Not required, right? Huh. So in the next class, we'll be solving it a bit tough questions. I think today only you will realize like how the questions will be there, the important one. So all this. So today at any cost, without fail, I'll share the questions because I have lot of notes to share. By end of the day, today only I'll be sharing it, not tomorrow. So I have made it ready already. Since yesterday the session was not there, I have prepared it. So today I'll be sharing it, your work. As I mentioned, please go through the notes without fail, which I shared today. Okay. Yes or no? So hope that whatever we have discussed today is completely clear. Let's all meet on Monday. Till then, have a great weekend. Enjoy the time with your family as well as some time spent to revise the things, all the technologies. Get ready for interviews as soon as possible. Okay. So have a great weekend, and for today, have a great night. Thank you.